Hi again, it's Mrs. T. And if you haven't noticed yet by spending the first few weeks of class with me, or maybe even watching some of the other videos that are posted to the Everyman channel where you see these class videos, if you haven't already noticed yet, I'm kind of old-fashioned. I like old-fashioned things. I like to unplug. I like to get my hands out in the dirt. I like to be in the farm. I like to raise animals and food of my own and that kind of thing. We're kind of very old-fashioned that way, homesteady kind of, at least hobby farm, if not homesteady. I've got a bunch of dogs congregating around me right now. I hope that they're not going to, let me see if I can show you everybody down here. Hope that they're not going to, hello everybody. What are you doing here? Why are you around me when I need to be busy? Anyway, so that's kind of, the life that I lead is a very slow life, kind of withdrawn from a lot of the tech that all of you engage in. I don't do Instagram, I don't do TikTok, I don't do Discord, I don't do all of those kinds of things. We're not gamers in our household, so we're very low tech. But this video is about the tech that I think my job, your jobs, our lives in general are going to be greatly affected by, if not already, within the next year or so, and that's AI. Right now we have large language model AI available to us in academia to help me make lectures for you, help me make quizzes and activities for you, help grade essays if I wish. I don't use any of those things. I use my own brain, my own experience, my own resources to make activities, make videos, and design my curriculum for you in class. But more and more, there are resources for teachers to use AI to make class, I guess, a little bit more I don't know, fun or have some pizzazz that probably my classes in my old-fashioned way in front of a whiteboard most times and not in this bamboo forest, probably it's a little bit more appealing to people from your generation with the razzmatazz that maybe AI could bring, animations, avatars, all these kinds of things. But I don't use it yet. I'm going to explore it. But I work with a lot of other faculty members, and some are very opposed to ever using AI of ourselves, and they're very opposed to allowing you to use AI, even to the point where Grammarly isn't something that that they will allow you to use. I don't see an issue with Grammarly. I know a lot of employers will expect you to use Grammarly when you get a job after you're finished with your educational career, your stint in the education institution. I know a lot of people, will expect you to do that, and I don't do that. I probably should. You probably have read some of my feedback, and I've got misspelled words, and my capitalization isn't correct, and maybe I forget to put a question mark at the end of a sentence or something like that. I type out the feedback for you and give it to you as fast as I can and post it for you. So undoubtedly, you've seen that I've made those errors. I don't feel that that's a big issue because I'm your sociology teacher, your social science teacher, and I don't know how to apply grammar rules to your work anyway. I'm unaware of them myself in a lot of cases, and so I don't give you points for that or take points away. Whether if your grammar is as bad as mine is or a little worse or something, just as long as that communication process happens between the two of us, it's okay with me. But obviously AI goes way farther than just a program like Grammarly, and AI can and does do a lot of research for us these days. And anyway, I try to build a class and try to build my activities and my assignments to make them AI proof. I tell you which sources you can and can't use. I make a rubric about how many points you will or won't earn when I see that these sources are or are not used, or additional things brought in that you weren't allowed to. Those kinds of things. I've tried to AI proof or cheat proof, I'm making my air quotes, cheat proof my classes to a certain extent over the years to make sure that the folks who are going to use AI anyway are not going to be able to make more than a D, an F, a D at the top, maybe a C, maybe. if everything else is perfect. And the people who are there to be honest and forthright about their education and practicing using this most powerful brain in each of our most powerful muscle, our brain in each of us. Make sure that you are who want to do that and want to get the education, you are rewarded in doing that you are the A's and the B's in the class. And that's how I kind of organize the rubric. You probably have noticed that with the unit assignment 1 that is already posted and online, and you should be working on it right now if not already finished. Anyway, I just want to know from you in your reflection journal this week, what is your AI philosophy? How have you used it in your other classes? Both legitimately, like your teacher allowed you to use it or told you you're going to use it, or how have you used it like to sneak by? I'm not going to hold anything against you. That wasn't my class, and I don't, it's not my issue. I just kind of want to know what your generation's philosophy is on this, because my generation, surprisingly, I'm kind of surprised. We're educators. We're supposed to embrace new technologies. At least that's what I think we're supposed to do. But there's so many of my peers who are resisting this movement, and am I wrong to think that it is the wrong thing to do? I think that it's a disservice to you, who's going to be expected to use these tools when you go into the workforce. So this week for your reflection journal, I want you to, talk to me about your experiences having used AI in your educational career, but also maybe look into what career like workforce, economic career you want to go into in the future, and investigate how AI is taking over or not taking over but morphing the jobs that you are considering going into. How is it morphing? What are the projections for how much AI is going to be integrated into the career field that you want to go into, and what kinds of things that you think responsible college instructors should be doing to prepare you for that. Some of my colleagues and parents who, have had to provide lessons in the home for our kids outside of the school system have always marveled, at least in the last few years when I chat with people at the water cooler, they've always marveled about how little financial preparedness their kids have from the school system. They don't know how to use a credit card, how the credit score works, all this kind of stuff. We have to give those lessons as parents to our children. And so there's a lot of things, I'm using that as an example because there's a lot of things that education does not prepare you for at all. And I fear that this is one of those things that education is not going to prepare you for, is how you are supposed to use AI responsibly and ethically in order to get work done while you are still focused on practicing those critical thinking skills, honing the way that you use that brain of yours in order to be the kind of thinker that sets you apart from the crowd, the kind of thinker that gets noticed in the workplace and promoted in the workplace, that owns businesses, that thrives in business, these kinds of things. So that's what I want you to do your reflection journal about this week. I want you to please be honest about your AI use, and if you would like to, talk about how easy it is to fool a professor, or how you'd never do that, or whatever, that's fine. But choose some kind of focus on AI and what it means for you in your life now or in the future, like in the job thing that I was talking about, and maybe use this as an opportunity for an outside source. Maybe look at your career field and ask Google about how maybe AI is going to affect that particular industry that you're going into. Something like that for your reflection journal this week. Instead of new lessons, instead of new notes that you're taking, you can respond to the messages and the ideas that I propose in this video. Am I on the right track? Should I be thinking that AI is how I need to incorporate it into my lesson plans in the future? Do you think I should stay old-fashioned? Do you think my colleagues are right and we should really guard against it, or what? give me your thoughts and opinions because your voice matters. I enjoy learning from you with the zeitgeist of your generation. I really enjoy interacting with you and reading your thoughts and ideas and opinions because they matter. And I want you to know that we listen. Some of us listen. So please do that for your reflection journal. It is due by Sunday night at midnight, the same as always. The quiz this week, which I talked about in a different video, is due. You have a week extension on it because of the Respondus lockdown thing. If you haven't already watched that video, please do it. But yeah, so this is the reflection journal topic. And that Respondus lockdown thing is for your quiz, and it's got an extended due date. But this one's due Sunday at midnight, as usual. Please text me with questions, and I'll look forward to reading your thoughts and ideas. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.